don't know.
Hi.
Hoi, chat.
Let me know if anything is weird with sound, as always, so I can fix it if there is.
Might be a smidge loud, but that's about it. Because again, right now the cicadas. Last thing you want is the cicadas being fucking. If the cicadas are very audible, then definitely think. Well, no. What I'm saying is, that if the cicadas are very loud, then that means you definitely turn that down, because the cicadas shouldn't be loud. It's especially when this music starts playing. And it's like, oh, no one can hear us.
I'll adjust it when it starts.
Fair.
Oh, it's probably because I was playing me side, and that one's really quiet for some reason. Hi, Mage. I'm sorry that you have to do job, Sohor.
Is that your segue to tell me what the fuck it is?
Wait, okay, so have you heard of tung, Sohor?
No. Where's this mad crazy logic going?
So it's a brain rot meme, tung sahur, and then you could say other things in the same format. So you could also say job sahur. I know my friend doesn't know what tung sahur is. Can you believe this?
Because I don't pay attention to brain rot. Thank you very much.
Do you know ballerina cappuccino or assassino
Probably maybe have heard the ballerina one. That one sounds a little bit familiar. That may just be because it popped on my fucking feed at one point. I'm like, what the fuck's this stupid shit?
What about the whale with the sneakers? Do you know about Skibbity Toilet?
I wish I didn't. I watched like a good load of them, and I'm like, what the fuck is this stupid shit?
I feel like it makes my brain go brrrr, and so I watch them sometimes. Yeah, tra-la-little tra-la-la.
I feel like anything involving this stuff is the same reason why people really like fucking solo leveling.
I'm not familiar with solo leveling.
It's that fucking really popular anime, okay, where the fucking black-haired guy has this fucking army of shadow men and stuff, and he's really cool. He moves super fast. No one can beat him, and everyone else is just
I'm not up to date with modern anime. I'm trying to though. I just started watching Dandadan.
I was gonna say, good. Don't watch it.
Dandadan?
No. It's a solo leveling. Don't watch that.
Oh. Yeah, I'll put that. I'll put that as a not on my list.
You know what, I can give you like a quick synopsis real quick.
6-7.
But yeah, I can give you a quick synopsis of why you should not watch it. The moral of the story is, though, for that thing is that everyone... what the fuck was that?
That was me moving my arms.
Oh, okay. I was wondering what's going on. So, more of the story is for Soul 11 real quick, is that the main character, okay, it gets really lucky that he gets video game powers, that he can do whatever he wants, okay, and he can make himself stronger while everyone else can't, and so everyone becomes irrelevant, and he's just the best.
That sounds boring. Like, actually.
It is boring, and guess what? A lot of the characters, there's like a bunch of S-class characters, okay, that are really powerful, and they're meant to be really strong, and then when they go to the Ant Island, they all, like, die.
Alright, we already
Yeah, we already read them.
Hey! Keep it down over there.
Seal reacted as quickly. What, to 6-7? I don't know what that is either.
Solo leveling, he just loses a battle and then decides to level up, then he wins, and he does that over and over, and that's the whole show. Wow! That sounds terrible!
Yep, and it's popular.
Oh, I hate that.
Yep.
We gotta stop letting trash become mainstream. Come on, guys.
The thing is that you know it's trash because it comes from Korea.
Ooh.
I'm about to throw some hot shade on that one. But no, like most manhwas or whatever, they come from Korea.
Oh, they're called manhwa.
They're called, well, manhwa, or you can call them webtoons, or whichever the fuck. Oh,
okay, yeah.
So a lot of them are basically the exact same thing. They have the exact same premise, which is basically just the same old isekai bullshit crap. This one, though, I read all of it when it first, was making the rounds. I've read it all, and I thought, oh, this is cool. It's like a cool power fantasy. And then I started reading more of it, and thinking, this is getting really fucking boring. But I finished it, and there's a second season. It's called Ragnarok. It's
you
about
know
his
what?
son.
You should watch. I just started rewatching it. It's really good. It's called Budgeting Angel Dokoro-chan.
Oh yeah, I know about that one. It's
yes!
the fucking one with the it's the one with the fucking guys is hanging out with a fucking angel, and she keeps fucking not killing him with a. Yeah, I know about that. I've seen that.
It's one of my favorites. Okay, good. It's a classic. Okay, let's get on with the Higurugu. Tap 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 noises.
Plus, I'm meant to be watching fucking. I think I'm watching Promare with you on my birthday.
Yes, that's a good one. It's a good one. Yes, we're doing that.
Yeah. The sound of the muffled footsteps stopped in front of the door to my room. A moment of silence, as if whomever they belonged to was ascertaining if I was inside. There's a manga called The Greatest Estate Developer, and I wish it didn't have the isekai bullshit because the story is actually decent. That's the problem with like a lot of manhwa. They all do that with like, oh man, something happens where like, oh, will they get like bullshit powers somehow, or they get isekai somewhere.
Yeah, the isekai trope is really getting overdone.
There's some decent ones that have some really silly concepts though, which I guess makes them interesting though. But like after a while, it's just like it's the same old, same old.
Yeah.
Unless like you
I like the one with Aqua and Megumin because it's silly, but...
Oh, Konosuba.
Yeah, I like Konosuba, but that's about it.
Well, that one, like, the main character isn't a fucking, like, Gary Stu or anything like that. He's basically He's just a really really confident, slacker, misogynistic, racist bastard.
Yeah, and it's not like when you watch Konosuba, it's not a masterpiece or like an intellectual piece whatsoever. So you're not gonna be mentally stimulated, but you are gonna feel like a little bit of happiness, and that's why I like it.
Well, the idea is that it's just meant to be silly. It's not meant to be like this. It's not meant to be this avant-garde piece of media. No, it's just meant to be fucking silly for characters to have fun.
Yes. But I also say that because Mage is a very philosophical anime connoisseur.
Fair. Of all the things I should have been doing, I continued with my restless slumber. I was very conscious, but my body hadn't caught up yet. Is Higurashi as good as an anime as the visual novel?
No, definitely not. The anime is trash.
You say that. By the way, okay, I had to correct some stuff, actually, because I did actually do some little bit of research because I was trying to get screenshots for the last episode. The doctor section that I thought was wrong, actually is in the actual anime. It is. There's a couple bits and pieces that are actually in that I thought were not, but there is. Also, funny thing as well is in the anime though, you actually meet Ire early on. He's actually the doctor that sees Kiichi.
Yeah. I think the biggest problem with the Higurashi anime, I think that the horror elements of the visual novel don't translate well to horror in anime, and it ends up becoming a bit more laughable, I guess. Like, I don't know. When I watched the anime, the horror elements felt comical, whereas when you're reading the visual novel, it feels more unnerving.
I know why. It's the way the visual. I know exactly why. It's the visual style, because like the bit where like fucking you see Shion, who's pretending.
Yeah, but don't blah blah. Spoilers. There's people here who have not read all of it.
Okay, then random person starts shaking ladder, and the way the animation makes her look really weird looking. I mean,
yeah.
But I think that actually kind of blends in really well to actually make it more creepy because of like the whole distorted animation and like the way the faces contort makes that have a bit of creepiness to it. But I think one of the problems is that some of the over the top stuff ends up the beginning of the second chapter starts out with like one person like doing like obviously they're doing self-harm to themselves, and it's like this is just all this visual effects in front of it to give it like this weird like future vision sort of thing, but it just looks weird.
Yeah, so overall I would argue that the anime is not as good as the visual novel, but that's my opinion.
I think it's okay, but I would still recommend playing the visual novel more than anything else, to be honest, because you do miss more stuff in the anime, because obviously they have to fit it around
they also cut a bunch
schedule
out, but I really think the horror elements just don't translate well to the animation. I think that they're the way they're intended with the visual novel lands a lot better and has the intended effect.
That being said, though, fucking I can't. If people ask, I can never recommend Higurashi New or Higurashi Go.
Yeah.
Motherfucking Keiichi gets fucking stabbed to death by fucking Rena so many times, okay, that he somehow magically survived.
Yeah, didn't they took... Okay, so there's 2 Higurashi animes for context. There's the original one, and then it was remade more recently.
Not remade. It's
they
kind of
went off the rails and, like, changed the whole story.
So,
from my understanding.
So it's not a remake. It's meant to be a continuation, but the idea is that the first half of Go is meant to be a sort of like recap sort of thing to get you to get yourself reorganized back into the series. But then it obviously like pitters off into actually continuing after the answer arc of Higurashi.
Yeah, which is just non-canon and off the rail shit.
I mean, it does a lot of counter assassination stuff.
Yeah. So I cannot in good faith recommend the animes. Just read the manga or read the visual novel.
I probably would say I recommend maybe the original Higurashi anime and Kai. I think they're both fine. It just depends, like, because even the manga's not perfect either.
Yeah, the manga's not perfect either, but like I understand that some people really do not want to sit down and read a 100-hour visual novel series. And I get that. It's not for everybody. It's not an easy task. And for those people, I would say read the manga.
To be fair, okay, I'm pretty sure those people that don't want to spend time reading are the same people that don't want to read a manga.
No, I've met plenty of people who like mangas but not visual novels.
I mean, they exist, but what I'm saying is that unfortunately the comprehension of reading is dropping, to be honest.
It's all that tongue sahur.
You're not helping the situation by mentioning that. That reminds me, I saw a clip of Higurashi Kira, and it might be the worst anime of all time. Okay, so Kira is definitely... So here's the problem with Kira. The biggest problem with it is that, like, it's trying to give Higurashi more of the lighter side of things, since obviously the horror stuff is technically over. So they wanted to basically go with the idea of giving the characters more slice-of-life adventures, because everyone really liked the characters, and I get it. But again, that's kind of not the main appeal of Higurashi.
Yeah. Did you read this line yet?
No, because we're talking in conversation. I was gonna get to it after I was finished. But yeah, that's basically all I was wanted to say. Even with the danger bearing down on me from just beyond the door, it was as if I was completely paralyzed, unable to move. Without a doubt, this was sheer terror. Please, just leave. Hey, why isn't my body awake yet? They come into my room right now, then. Keiichi, calm down.
Yeah?
I sprung to my feet and threw my covers at my mom, who was opening the door. I turned her into a ghost.
Whoa! Keiichi, what's the matter?
Sorry. I was still half asleep. I thought it was still 1 or 2 a.m. Also, chat, how's the music right now? Is it a bit loud?
Yeah, let me know if you can hear the game okay and if it's too loud. Just from my bars, like what I can see on my end, it shouldn't be too loud.
Yeah, but it's also just best to double check. But the morning sun was already strewn through the gap between the curtains. I felt nothing like morning. Yesterday, I must have fallen asleep right after that. Then, I should have gotten a full 10 hours of rest. But it didn't feel like that at all. My internal clock was completely screwed up, and my sense of balance fell off. I felt feverish enough that it was clear to me that I was still not well.
Well, Keiichi, how are you feeling? Can you make it to school?
I felt far from well enough. No, I wasn't mentally fit to go. I was still plagued with the terror from yesterday. Oh, in case people are wondering, Keiichi is freaked out because one of his friends may have put a sewing needle into one of the mochi balls.
Yeah, they gave him mochi to feel better, and one of them had a sewing needle.
Oh, now I remember what the fuck what he called them. It's ohagi.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it was. It wasn't mochi, because I remember him saying, literally the word just popped in my head, because I literally just watched the episode just recently. He said ohagi instead of mochi. It's weird that they changed that, but I guess maybe ohagi and mochi are more closely resembled than I thought. If I had swallowed that needle, what would have happened? Well, I mean, depends. I know there's some people who swallowed things like that before and they've not died. Granted, they may have got like some maybe eternal bleeding, depending on how it goes down, but depends on how the soul needle goes down your throat. Well, what if it had pierced my tongue? I mean, I think again, you'd have to like intentionally not feel it. That's the thing for a sewing needle to do that.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what would happen if you swallowed a sewing needle, but I don't imagine it would be good. Again,
it depends on like which way it falls. It was undoubtedly a murderous intent, but I don't think that's all it was. If they really wanted to kill me, then there were other more certain ways to do it. They wouldn't resort to such a dubious method after having me swallow a needle. Meaning, I didn't want to believe it, but going that far was just a threat from Reno and Mion. Aren't you glad you didn't die? But next time we'll use a more assured method. Like that. Something like sending a letter with a razor inside would have been a joke compared to this.
Did you make it to the hospital? Did you take your medicine?
Yeah, kinda. I like how he brings up like I've never heard of that one before. Putting like a razor in a letter.
Yeah, I haven't either, but I also would not doubt people would do that.
Yeah, because the idea is that if you've got like a letter, you fold it up and then you put the razor like right on certain edges. But I feel that plan can backfire really badly because the razor may just fall out unless you've got a way to keep it there. It's like not like someone's just giving you like an apple with razor blades in them. Did you know that whole chestnut?
The what? The chestnut?
Oh no, you know like how like he was talking about like having like razor blades and like a fucking letter. No, I was making more of the example of like the horror aspect of, hey, it's not like razor blades in an apple.
Yeah.
That's what I was meaning. It's like that whole chestnut.
Chestnut.
Oh, you've never heard that saying before?
No, I haven't.
Don't worry about it. It's pretty funny. Some of my mother's dubious gaze bother me. I don't think I like that sentence. Just the idea of my mom's dubious gaze. Like, what the fuck? That sounds really weird. She seemed more concerned about her son missing 2 days of school rather than him being sick. It's definitely mental fatigue. I wasn't really physically ill.
It'll be hard for you to get back on track once your daily routine is thrown off. Come on, get on up. They say wellness is a state of mind.
I heard that line many times before. I was given an award in elementary school for having perfect attendance, but it wasn't like I was healthier than everyone.
Come on, go wash your face. Breakfast is already ready. There isn't much time before Rena-chan comes and gets you.
Mom's tone meant I couldn't argue about it. I had to give up on skipping a second day.
By the way, you are the one who got bean paste all over the living room wall, Keiichi. You shouldn't do something like that. Your father was quite angry.
I didn't feel particularly guilty for doing it, so I didn't have much of a reaction. Also, Mom didn't question me any further about it. She headed back downstairs after she was certain I was getting up. What Mion said as she left yesterday, I'd hate it if you missed school tomorrow, came back and dwelled in the back of my head. What did she mean by that? I didn't even think about it. She was saying, don't be absent. Taking it a bit further, it was the same as her saying I should just go back living my life as if nothing happened. If I shown any signs of acting unusual, it would probably result in them making their move. If I acted differently, someone like Oishi-san, for example, might end up noticing that something is up. Meaning, if I didn't watch my mouth or did anything differently from the norm, in effect, it would end up communicating something to those who were undesirable. And it seems that there was something that those girls didn't intend to forgive. So, if I just went along as normal, no harm would come to me. Was that how it was going to be? All that misery I experienced up until yesterday would almost creepily just fade away. It was an enticing deal. Just by forgetting everything I'd seen or heard these last few days, I'd be able to keep on living like normal. There's no way such a selfish thing could... Swallow hard. Once again deliberated on the idea that I had just rejected. Mion was probably a good person who had her friends at heart. She was giving me, who had mistakenly broke some rules of theirs, a chance. What was I did? Really something so unforgivable? But Mion had given me another chance. She was saying, if I had just forgotten everything and keep on living like I had been, I'd be forgiven.
Keiichi, your food is going to get cold. Hurry up and get down here. Rena will be here if you don't hurry.
I'm coming. Crammed my textbooks in my bag and hastily made my way downstairs. Picked up a somewhat bland breakfast. It seemed I didn't have much time. I was already past when I was usually met up with Rena. Given yesterday's events, should probably be here in the next 5 minutes. I need to be ready to head to school by then. I had to forget about everything that happened in the past 2 days. Forget it all and return to my normal life. For this to be normal, I'll have to be where I normally meet up with Rena. Today of all days, the rice was dry and hard to get down.
Ding dong.
I jumped at the sound and dropped my chopsticks. A chime signaled that Rena had arrived. Mom hurried me along.
Come on, Rena-chan's already here. Hurry, hurry.
My mom's merry smile and my gloomy face were the polar opposites. Honestly, I was reluctant to see Rena, who was waiting there on the other side of the door. Rena on the other side. Was it the Rena I knew? Couldn't keep her waiting. I need to do something. I need to do the things as usual. Oh.
That was weird.
She became a ghost for like a moment. She blipped in. An invigorating greeting filtered in from across the doorway. Fucking what was that? Some fucking what am I thinking of? It was like just something you see out of like Doki Doki Literature Club that tries to scare you.
I love Doki Doki Literature Club, by the way. That's one of my faves.
Fair enough.
I came since Keiichi-kun was a bit late. Will he be okay today? I wonder.
The manner in which Rena was concerned was, without a doubt, the Rena I knew. Well, that was probably only if I reciprocated. Forget everything from yesterday, pretend as though nothing had happened. Forget about the gruesome dismemberment. Forget about the mysterious deaths that happened in the following years. Forget about the people fallen to their death, and the terminal illness and suicide, the fatal beatings, and the disappearances. Forget it all. Forget all of it. Forget that Rena and Mion was scary. Of course. Forget it all. Forget all about it. Forget about the mochi too. Forget. Rena once again asked to make sure.
Can you make it to school?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Great! Then let's go. Mi-chan is waiting.
Rena showed her usual bright smile. Couldn't find any hint of deceit in her expression. My nervousness disapparated, giving way to relief. Oh, I thought for a second it was gonna throw a curveball for a second.
I thought there was gonna be a jump scare too. But you see, Satoko-chan was so insistent she could do it.
As we were walking, Rena talked about a lot of different stuff, more so than usual. Then?
Satoko-chan is clumsy, so she failed no matter how many times she tried. Oh, she was so cute.
Everything Rena talked about was just silly nonsense, so I just replied every so often and laughed from time to time. It was a rather laid-back conversation. We passed one of our neighbors and they called out to us.
Oh my! Keiichi-chan and Rena-chan, aren't you two a bit late today? Mion-chan said she was going on ahead. Uh-oh, did Mi-chan look mad, I wonder? We need to hurry up, Keiichi-kun.
After greeting our neighbor with a smile, Rena turned back to me and poked her tongue out. Not expecting that, I couldn't help but crack a smile.
Keiichi-kun smiled.
What? Rena stopped and stared at me.
I was thinking that you still haven't recovered from your cold since you seemed down this morning, Keiichi-kun. But now you seem fine. Fine.
With a grin, she gently poked my cheek. It was a bright, sincere smile. Hey, Keiichi Maebara. How can you still doubt Rena as she shows you a smile like that? Maybe I just had a high fever until today and I imagined everything that had happened because I was bedridden and delirious. I really hope that was the case. If God would grant me just one wish. There's only one thing I'd wish for. I would want what would happen in the past few days. More specifically, on the night of the Onikakushi up until last night, when all that have never have happened. I wonder how many times I'd wished for these past few days.
It's like that meme of the guy in war, and it says, when a visual novel protagonist says, I wish things would never change.
Yep, that's accurate. As long as Rena kept on smiling like this, I think it might just become reality. So I wanted Rena to keep on smiling. Keep on smiling.
So, Keiichi-kun.
Uh-oh.
Those mochi yesterday, did you eat them all?
Oh, god damn it. Also, hey, Ezekiel.
Hi, thanks for the head pats. Thank you. Hello. I hope your weekend's going well.
She's turned everything into different colors of red.
She's inverted.
No. That vain wish of mine was instantly shattered. My heart began palpitating. The relaxing morning mood suddenly became frigid. Rena's smile was the same as usual. Her eyes were gentle as usual. Those mochi yesterday.
Did you eat them all?
Of course, she wasn't asking the question at face value. In other words, Rena was asking, did you get the message? She was probably trying to convey that.
Keiichi-kun?
I was reluctant to give an answer. Rena stopped walking and stared deeply into my eyes. Don't hesitate, Keiichi Maebara. Rena was acting the same as always, wasn't she? Well, she hasn't got the funny eyes. I need to respond in my usual way. Naturally, of course. But both my throat and mouth had gone dry. My lips were stuck together. Hurry and answer, Keiichi. Not that much time has passed. I could still keep the conversation going naturally. I had to say something quickly.
Then?
Rena playfully mirrored what I had said, and when I finally squeaked out something. Rena's reaction was still normal. It seemed that there wasn't as long of a pause as I had thought. Somehow, I finally squeaked out the rest. Delicious. However, my strained efforts neither sullied nor brightened Rena's expression. For a moment, I panicked, thinking I had replied incorrectly. But after a few moments, Rena broke into her usual soft smile and giggled with a joyous voice that seemed to echo throughout the morning air. Being strung along by that laugh, I couldn't help but laugh as well.
I see. So, did you eat all of them? I wonder.
My timid smile froze again. Did you make it without swallowing the sewing needle? Was that what she was asking? If I had swallowed it, then I wouldn't be here. Nah, couldn't finish all of them. There's still some left. I was scared out of my wits. That's how I played it.
Huh? What about the homework? To see if you could tell which one Rena made.
The homework was it today?
Yeah, it's due today. Mi-chan will get angry. There's probably a penalty game ready for you.
We both laughed at each other again. To a casual observer, it was just a typical morning. I can just let myself believe that, and even I'd think it was just a normal morning routine. But I was certain I wasn't mistaken. There was something unimaginable buried beneath the facade of this giggling Rena.
Lies.
I recalled that unexpected, piercing voice that I can hardly believe came from Rena's mouth. The moment that image crossed my mind, I felt a cold sweat trickling down my back. Was it only in that particular time that something evil had possessed Rena? No, that was wrong. That was still Rena. Oi-san told me, didn't he?
Actually, I looked into her. Before Ryugu moved away from Hinamizawa, she was suspended from school. It seems she went through her school building and broke all the windows.
Rena had a disorder that normal people didn't. Yeah, it's called vandalism.
No, she has that other one.
No matter how pleasantly she smiled, the fact that fact would never change. But I couldn't even imagine how she looked as she broke all the glass throughout the school.
She was probably happy.
Also, I just noticed they put like a phaser effect on the cicadas.
Oh yeah, you're right. I didn't even notice that. I just knew it sounded wrong.
It's they put like a phaser effect on, because this is an effect you can do in Photoshop in Vegas.
Very cool.
One thing I knew that it wasn't something spur of the moment. If it was some sudden outburst of anger, then maybe she broke a pane or two. But she broke all the windows throughout her school. Just imagining going through your own school, breaking the windows with a bat. Oh, cool, we got a seat.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Let's fucking go.
Oh, you did a thing.
I put on my blush, because I'm blushing.
You're gonna have to do it again, though, because you did something.
I'll take it off after you read the line.
It's not that, though. It's more like I don't know what the... Because a prompt came up saying that you've changed something in the game.
Hmm?
Oh, you changed the music. I think we need to put it back on 2.
2? There you go.
That's the one. Swing at full force as each pane of glass, one after another, paying no heed to the flying shards. Your classmates aghast, unable to move from the sudden turn of events. I wonder where she could have found the most windows lined up in a row. Probably the hallway. Smash. Walk, wind up, smash. Walk, wind up, smash. It was difficult for me to connect that horrifying image with Rena smiling at me right now. But I just had to imagine it. I also have to imagine that this really absurd anger of almost looking up her skirt for some strange reason.
I love it. I love it.
Possible because it was unimaginable. The naive way of thinking no longer worked. Also, I also find it kind of interesting that it didn't give her like the weird I guess pupil thing that she has.
Oh yeah, you're right. Her eyes look pretty normal.
And she looks more angry than smiling.
Yeah, she does.
That's a weird one. I feel like that's like a really easy thing to have fixed. But either way, I've got an image for the thumbnail now, so that works. The unpleasant piercing sound of shattering glass, the crushing noise as Rena treads across the broken shards, walking towards me. Rena's classmates go pale as they forget to even breathe. I wonder what they did as Rena came closer, breaking windows along the path. Did they earnestly try to bring her back to her senses by saying something? Or did they jump at her, trying to stop her savagely? Or did they run to the staff room to call for the teachers? Probably that one, to be honest. Probably none of those. In the face of a blood-curdling sight, Rena busting window after window undoubtedly. All they can do was silently clear her path for her. Dumbfounded, just clearing the path for Rena to continue. It would be cruel to blame anyone for looking the other way. No, they weren't simply looking the other way. They knew it was the only way they could protect themselves. If they had done something differently from the rest, they may have suddenly found themselves as Rena's new target. What would Rena have done to whoever attracted her attention? The answer was obvious. She would have undoubtedly acted accordingly to her whims. Meaning I would, be the next window. Rena staring into my eyes, shards of glass crushing and crackling underfoot as she drew closer. I was also drawn into her eyes, paralyzed. Then Rena struck me with the bat over and over again, like I was one of those windows. I crouched down on the floor, desperately protecting my head. Rena didn't care whether it was my head or my back. Zealously, she hit me again and again. What kind of expression was she making as she was doing this over and over again? I peered up to see. Her expression was so indifferent, it was completely unnerving. Because no matter how many times she struck me, I didn't make as pleasant a sound as the other windows. She struck me continuously, over and over again. The sound Rena wanted didn't come out. Our classmates standing around didn't try to stop her. They didn't want to be the next window. Somebody save me. Turn a blind eye unless we're hanging out. But of course, everyone in the class scrambled to attain the highest standardized test scores. They gained nothing from saving a cram school tryhard like me. Eventually, there'll be a faint sound similar to when you crack open a walnut, and some sort of reddish-black spray would shoot out. Anyway, it wasn't that Rena momentarily lost herself in her anger. After forcing myself to breathe and calming down my heart, I recall what Oishi told me. In the counselor's medical report, he recorded all the conversations he had with Rena-san. It shows up. And quite a bit of that. What does... She mentioned the word Oyashiro-sama. Following that, Rena was suspended and had regular examinations at the hospital. Then, as Rena was undergoing counseling, she said it over and over again. Oyashiro-sama.
It seems that Oyashiro-sama, she's spoken, was like a ghost, appearing in her house every night. Standing over her pillow, looking down at her.
Yeah, it is a paralyzed demon.
A sleep paralysis demon.
That was only a piece of that conversation, so I still couldn't see the big picture, but it was by no means a happy little conversation. Then, what Rena did, was she saying that ghastly incident was a result of her being possessed by Oyashiro-sama? Up until now, I didn't want to believe in Oyashiro-sama's curse. That's why I wanted to say the mysterious deaths every year happen because of some sort of conspiracy. Now, to be fair, that still could be on the table. You just don't know yet. You don't know it yet. Every time I talked to Hoishi-san, I was more certain that the deaths were the work of men and not some curse. Except, if it was people perpetrating the incidents, my friends were somehow deeply connected. If I refused to believe that the curse was real, then I would have to believe that those who acted the kindest to me were deeply involved in the incident. Why? How? For what reason? Was Rena? Was everyone? It was much more painful and troublesome than accepting that it was just Oyashiro-sama's curse. In the aftermath, Rena had admitted to her doctor that it was because she was possessed by Oyashiro-sama. I felt a strange sense of relief from that. So that's how it was. There wasn't a second side to Rena. She did that because she was possessed by something like Oyashiro-sama. It wasn't Rena's fault. Oyashiro-sama was the one to blame. I knew. This was all backwards. Refusing to believe that there was a curse. I wanted there to be a human perpetrator. Now that my close friends were the ones under suspicion, I changed my beliefs at my own convenience, saying it was Oyashiro-sama's curse to blame. Which was the better choice, accepting that Oyashiro-sama's curse exists? All that Rena and the rest of them were deeply involved in the string of mysterious deaths. I didn't want to think about it. If I just didn't think about it, I'd be able to continue the same as always. I wanted to believe that. But that was no longer possible. I had received their message. It was pathetic of me to try and bend the meaning to their convenience. Regardless of whether my opponents were a human or a curse. I won't let it kill me. As if I would just bend over and give in. For no good reason at all.
Keiichi-kun, you've been making a really weird face. Why? I wonder.
Somehow, in my monologuing, we somehow ended up on the school field somehow.
Bro disassociated.
He dissociated from the whole entire thing. Okay, how long was he just... Like, look where they are!
That entire walk. He dissociated that entire walk.
Motherfucker was monologuing for like 20 minutes. Inhaling sharply upon hearing Rena's voice, I came back to my senses. And then I screamed, "Oh! How did I get here?" Just starts like panicking because Oyashiro-sama's curse. Before I realized that we were already at the entrance. See!
Yeah, he just straight up dissociated, man.
Shaking my head a few times, I exercised all those terrifying thoughts. No matter how you looked at it, there's no way Rena could have done such terrible things. Well, you don't know that. She could be the one that hack off the fucking foreman's arms off. What if she was the one? Maybe she's all the killers. It was like I was trying to placate myself. And then I fell asleep again. As I slid open the door, a blackboard eraser loaded with chalk dropped down on my head the moment I stepped into the classroom, and then I died. The chalk dust went into my eyes, inducing a brief moment of agony.
Oh, how befitting of the truant Keiichi-san. Good morning to both of you, Keiichi and Rena. Good morning, Satoko-chan, Rika-chan.
Not quite in the mood for it. I didn't really react to Sadako's trap. Sadako braced herself as I passed by, expecting me to attack her. She seemed a bit disappointed as I simply walked by it silently.
What is this? How discouraging indeed. Keiichi doesn't seem back to his usual self yet. Yeah, take it easy on him for today, okay?
Suddenly, there was a slap down on my shoulder. It hurt a bit.
Hey, Kei-chan, did you get enough rest?
I don't know. Why don't we ask the upside down mail sign that's on the fucking piece of paper on the fucking blackboard? It was Mion. My mind was full with the stuff about Rena, but Mion was also a party of interest. Remember Keiichi? That hawkish gaze from yesterday. Yeah, morning.
What's with that energetic greeting? Did you eat the mochi I brought you?
It sounded like she just said Ohagi too in the audio.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
I see.
That's why, like, it's really confusing. Like, am I just being stupid and mochi and ohagi are the same thing? Or
They
did
might
someone,
be the
like...
same thing. I don't know. I'm curious
Hold on.
now.
Hold on. Mochi ohagi. Are they I probably should like to see the difference. What's the difference between mochi and ohagi? One representative explanation is that mochi in spring and ohagi is in autumn, reflecting the change in seasonal names. In spring, it is named after the peony flowers, botan, that bloom during the time, while in autumn, it is named after the bush, clover flowers, hagi. Oh, so they're basically all the same thing, from the sounds of it. It's just that it just depends on what time of year, but yeah, I think they are basically more or less the same.
I see.
Anyway, I read this line.
Oh shit, sorry.
I'm like this because I ate them. Those words were itching to be blurted out. I just really didn't have the appetite. I ate a few, but quite a lot were left over.
Oh, what about the homework? Do you have an answer for which one was Rena's?
Keiichi-kun says he forgets his homework.
Sheesh, that can't be helped. It's time for your penalty.
Flashing a ludicrous smile, Mion returned to her seat. There was nothing from our exchanges that would cause our classmates to suspect anything was amiss. But of course, anyone listened to our conversation up until this morning wouldn't see anything suspicious. That was why it was so frightening. They acted in a way that, regardless of whatever happened to Keiichi Maebara, no one would ever suspect them. That fact had me terrified. Soon the teacher came. After she asked how I felt and took attendance, another dull, ordinary day began.
Oh my gosh, her dress reminds me of Saya no Uta. She also has a white dress with a ribbon like that. She looks like Saya from Saya no Uta.
You should press P.
P? Oh my god! Now she looks even more like Saya.
Just for, because I wasn't too sure if we actually did look at her design, because she's never really on here as often.
That's true.
Definitely the remake one definitely makes her a bit more, I guess, sexy, I guess.
Yeah.
What is going to happen next, me wonders. as we continue to stay fade to black. The free study period was a convenient time to consider where I stood. I gently closed my eyes and pondered on the ridiculous position I was in right now.
I don't know if your internet just like cut out weird, but that was crazy. Your voice was distorted.
No, it might have been on your end more than anything else, but I did notice that I did notice the audio fucking chugged for a second there. I gently I was gonna read it again, but never mind.
Shit! Well, I still heard it. It just distorted for like a second.
It might have just been on your end. I've had that happen twice now, which is stupid though, because I have really good internet.
It might be my internet. My internet's not as good.
First of all, what should I forget? What I shouldn't forget was how dangerous of a situation I was in. I had fallen out of favor with them. After interacting with Oishi-san multiple times, I could see as I was getting closer to the heart of the matter. The warning yesterday with the mochi was a good indicator of that. No, calling it a warning was just a habit of understanding things. It probably had no meaning beyond stunting my progress and buying themselves some time. Until they had a method of completely erasing me. They would just bide in their time. Eventually, even though they kept me under their thumb with threats, it didn't change the fact that I knew too much. The chill sensation of my desk made me recall Satoshi Hojo, the boy who was using this seat until last year when he disappeared. Was he also similar to me? Did he learn something he shouldn't have? And was erased? Damn. I wouldn't let them get rid of me so easily. Never. But were they really trying to kill me? I had these contradictory feelings for a while now. Even though I suspected them, I felt I had to cover for them. Even having witnessed all of their suspicious behavior, a morning like this has just made it all seem like an elaborate hoax. No, that's just what I wanted to believe. Doubting my friends. Covering for them. My life was in danger. Or was it? Actually, I was debating the wrong point. Given my current situation, those points were something that should have been deliberated on a long time ago. But really, Renner and the rest of them? Were they actually aiming to kill me? The little voice inside me continued to torment me with these unresolvable trains of thought. Are you an idiot, Keiichi Maebara? The answer should be obvious. I am an idiot, thank you very much. But maybe that sewing needle might have just been an accident, right? Ah, yes. Who can forget when everyone's made a fucking cooking mistake like that? Oh no, I put a sewing needle in the pie.
Don't you hate when this happens?
Oh man, I found a needle in my fries at McDonald's.
Not again.
Okay, actually, to be fair, there was actually a sewing needle in your, like, here's the thing, okay, like, the mochi and, like, maybe, like, the even, like, extension of, like, a pie, you can maybe, like, make out, okay, maybe that could have happened. But, like, if you found, like, an actual, like, sewing needle in, like, your french fry and stuff like that, I think, like, okay, there's definitely something fucked up here that you've actually just spent the There's something fucked up about the fact being, okay, you spend more time, okay, trying to fucking cook that fucking needle in the french fry, you sick fuck. How could you screw up and drop a sewing needle into a piece of mochi? The benefit of the doubt can only go so far. See? Again, if you put it in something, okay, that no one actually suspect, like a french fry, then yeah. How would anyone suspect that? Because that could just be more of an accident, though. I mean, you can even make the argument saying that you could actually, like, try and, like, inject a sewing needle into a carrot, technically. All you have to do is just push it in.
I guess. I never thought about that.
Now, when you think about, like, who would know? Unless, like, you're really... Because, like, most people start eating that. If you have like a raw carrot and stuff like that, most people eat the carrot from the bottom, not from the top. They make their way up.
This is true. This is true.
You can make the argument for like a lot of things though, like especially if like fruits. Like you have to be like really specific. Okay, you can't do it with like small things. You can maybe get rid of. You could possibly get away with a banana though. But then the question is though, was why if you've given someone an unpeeled banana though, an apple you can maybe get around it though. No one's gonna notice like a little hole. No one's gonna notice that.
That's true.
It'd be too late then.
That's true.
Tomato, you can't do that though. The juice will start leaking out. It's impossible. Potato, could do it. But the only problem is, though, is that how often are you going to eat a raw potato? Unless you're Sasha from Attack on Titan.
I'm learning a lot today.
I'm learning a lot about how to put soy needles in various foods. I think the probably like another good example, and this is like probably like the worst thing I should be saying is okay, like you could put like a soy needle in a chocolate bar.
Yeah.
Because like who's gonna notice? Who would actually notice a small hole in a chocolate bar? Put in a Snickers, a Twix. Who would know? They wouldn't. Anyway, both Rena and Mio had acted and behaved suspiciously, but maybe it was all some sort of misunderstanding. Somehow my brain's gonna just come back to that soy needle at one point and be like, oh, I just remembered another one. What kind of misunderstanding? It wasn't just suspicious, it was outright ludicrous, right? No, that's a rapus. Rena just corrected me for lying, and Mio only just asked about what I had for lunch. Rena was standing outside my door eavesdropping for a solid hour. She was probably just waiting for my phone call to end. For a whole hour outside your room? And is it normal to go home afterwards without saying anything? I mean, yeah. like no matter how you look at it though, like the whole part of this, like it's meant to be like the paranoia for this entire like this particular story. But like, how do you even like course correct that?
Right, like yeah, stalking's normal, Keiichi, it's fine.
Like it would have made so much more sense though if like the dad came up into his room and said, "Oh hey, look, Rena came," but then she just so I was preparing some stuff for YouTube, but then she told me that she was leaving, so you and I'm gonna have like a nice drink, and then it would be like you have that solid like second where he's like, "Huh?"
Yeah.
But then like such a again. I'm not like trying to hate on Higurashi. I love Higurashi, but there's such a simple thing though that could absolutely make this way much more easier though. Like again, it's like the hour, like the fact that she stood there for an hour. Like how else do you interpret Rena then as not being like
right.
She actually is like that's like if it was like maybe a thing okay of like oh she may have been there for like a little bit and like maybe like you know what you could have done to fix this? The conversation wasn't for an hour long. It was like maybe 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Like maybe she was maybe she was talking to his parents and then she then went up to go and check up on him because she was worried and then she overheard a bit and then while the dad was preparing the tea and stuff like that, she then said she had to go because she felt she felt like she was like interrupting something or something along the lines of that, and then the dad would have came in. Like so, it's a simple thing like that. A simple little change could make this a bit better. I think that this is like the Rena thing is a little bit more of a weak thing. It's definitely more for shock value, but it's definitely probably more of the weaker elements to this story so far.
That's fair. That's a fair criticism.
You heard from Oishi, didn't you? About what Rena did at her former school? But at the hospital, she said it was Oyashiro-sama's fault. She... Get up, Keiichi, my boy. Don't you realize they're out to kill you? I just inadvertently blurred those words out loud. Hearing myself say that it directly left me dumbfounded for a few moments afterwards. I had to look around to check if anyone else had heard it. My little soliloquy cut like a little too close to the truth. Even though I could feel the murderous intent from Rena and the others, part of me somewhere was still trying to deny that. This late in the game, such hesitation could be fatal. I knew that. But I was just your average student. A man living his normal, ordinary life. Do you think I could suddenly believe that my friends who I've been happily living together with until last Sunday now intend to kill me? Right? You're too soft, Keiichi! This time I remembered to keep my voice down so only I could hear it. Did none of them like give him like a look, like any of his classmates, like saying, "Hey, you okay?"
Right.
What did you say? There was one thing I now understood. I was too soft. I didn't completely understand how dangerous Rena and the rest of them were. No, I wasn't trying to understand. I was too soft for not listening to Oishi-san when he was earnestly showing me the heart of the matter. I didn't listen because I was too busy pretending to be dejected. I didn't comprehend it. I was just running away. I didn't comprehend it, so nobody had any notion to try and kill me. I need to get rid of such naive thoughts. As I made that resolution, I heard the bell signaling the end of the class. So where was Chie? Why didn't she like say, "Hey, what was that about? You tried to kill me?"
It makes it feel like the Hinamizawa is just a hive mind. That's my new theory. It's a hive mind.
Yeah, when like it's not meant to be. Particularly for this chapter, it's definitely not meant to be give you that like impression. Not really.
That's the impression I'm getting.
Like, did she step out? I guess I know it's meant to be a free study period, but so did she step out the room? It's so weird. So soon. The day was already over. I didn't recall eating lunch or doing anything in class. My friends were putting their desks together in preparation for club activities. Not long ago, I would have probably happily joined into that circle.
My, Keiichi-san? How rude of you to even think about leaving.
Also, why did you say about someone killing you? The way Sadako spoke was so typical and familiar. It almost physically hurt.
Huh? Keiichi-kun, is today not a good day? I wonder. And we were going to win big together. How?
Seeing Rena's expression, which said she was looking forward to the day, was hard to take. Hey Keiichi, maybe Oishi-san is just an enormous jerk trying to separate me from the others by lying to me. Slap. Trying to expunge such a weak-minded thinking, I slapped myself in the face.
Keiichi-kun?
Yeah. Was Rena trying to kill me? I wish someone would tell me it was a hoax. I didn't care if it actually was one or not. I just wanted someone to say it. Yet another weak-willed thought. How did I ever become this naive?
Are you alright? Does your head hurt?
Apparently that was how my inner dilemma appeared to Rena.
You're pale. Can you make it home by yourself? Maybe I should accompany you home. I wonder.
No, it's okay. Sorry. I can get home by myself. Just have the meeting without me. Upon hearing that I wasn't going to participate in the club meeting, Mion pouted unhappily. Just Kei-chan was so bent on revenge match, we were even going to play the deduction game from before too.
Keiichi-san doesn't have the burning desire for a rematch. How pathetic.
I wouldn't fall for some dumb taunt. Without a real retort, I just grabbed my bag. I was about to get up. Oh, it's not the point yet we discovers the baseball bat yet. Someone's hand perks itself gently on my head.
Keiichi-kun doesn't seem to be well. How very unfortunate.
It was Rika-chan. She was stretched up as far as she could, doing her best to pat my head with her petite hand. It felt so nice, which made things even harder. Sorry. Everyone. See ya. That's all I said as I quickly left the classroom. They said something to me as I was leaving, but I couldn't make it out. I managed to make it all the way to the entrance in that state of mind. Took out my shoes, put them on, and went forward. Forward. Hard in that heart, Keiichi Maebara. They were some unfathomable reason trying to kill me. They were plotting something dubious, watching my every move. But I couldn't hate them. Because weren't they my friends? Part of me lamented my naivete, while another part of me lamented the fact that I had lost something important by lamenting over it in the first place. I felt like my personality was being ripped in two along with my body. If this is what Oyashiro-sama's curse was like, then it was just too harsh. Hey, Oyashiro-sama. I was wrong for not believing in your curse. But I believe in it now. Completely. Your curse does exist. So seriously, give me a break. Beg you. Come on.
Dun dun dun.
Man, it became nighttime in such a quick moment. Dinner was unusually bland. It had no flavor or aroma. Miso soup that had normally tantalized my appetite instead tastes like nothing but boiled water. And it's like, man, my miso soup doesn't taste good. And it's just like, Keiichi, that's just boiled water. Dad was eating with us tonight. It was a rare occurrence in this household.
He's gonna be like, son, are you feeling okay? You've barely touched your boiled water.
Could you imagine if like none of them's like Keiichi's like friend, like everyone, all his friends think like the house is really grandiose though, but like in reality, like it's like that's one of those like, it's like one of those picturesque moments, but like later on, okay, the cracks start to reveal that actually the house is literally just an awful place and it's just like domestic abuse going on inside of it.
Oh God.
I've seen like things like that where it's just like, hey, look, it looks all fine, but then the fucking facade starts falling apart and the walls are just like filthy and shit like that.
Yeah.
When he got into his work, he ate and slept on his own schedule. My dad never cared about the time. Man, I wish I could do that. As my dad was at the dinner table, it meant either he just reached a good point to take a break or he was in a slump. So yeah, he just doesn't understand the motivation creators have.
Your partnership was just a verbal agreement, wasn't it? If it's so hard to agree on things, why not just end it?
I feel like it's an industry with a lot of back scratching, but it gets in the way of business. I wasn't able to pick out much of Mom and Dad's conversation, but I could tell it wasn't a very pleasant topic. That, of course, made the disgusting food even less appealing. Staring listlessly at the exchange between my parents, my mind wandered off to the same thought process I had going on all day long. Friends, close to me. No, they used to be friends. But I could no longer trust them. Right now, I was greatly lacking in allies. People I trusted, people I could depend on when push come to shove. It was something I just didn't have. Having just one ally would have been incredibly reassuring in the currently hopeless situation I was in. Put down my chopsticks and looked over at my parents, who were still talking about work. The first course of action that came to mind was to tell my parents everything. Currently, there wasn't a single person from Hinamizawa I could trust 100%. That meant the only people I could trust were my own parents. But if I told them everything that happened up until now, would they understand? Rena, for example. That neighborly Rena, who was so diligent in looking after me, came to get me every day, and sometimes brought over a share of what she made. How could I explain that she wanted to kill me? No matter how I explained it, it would probably be difficult for anybody to comprehend. My somewhat eccentric dad wouldn't understand. My high-strung mom would probably drag me out to a psychiatrist in the blink of an eye. Sadly, that was the amount of trust that existed in our relationship. Jesus. Even if they did come to understand, what could they possibly do? Unless they could uncover the truth, they wouldn't be able to protect me. Also, why don't you go to a psychiatrist and get a second opinion?
Yeah, not a bad idea.
They wouldn't understand me. Maybe he's originally from Hinamizawa. They all are. Even that plant over there in the corner, that wasn't. It's definitely from Hinamizawa. It's giving me its dirty oxygen. No, by informing them of those unnecessary things, we putting my parents in danger as well. Considering that the victims in the past incidents were often married couples, I couldn't even joke about it. For the entire Mayabara family to have an accident or just to vanish into thin air, it was easily possible in Hinamizawa. What was important here was knowing that something unnecessary put you in danger. The most unsettling question was, how did they know that I knew? As long as they didn't know, my parents might not fall victim. That was one way to think about it, I guess. At least, it was like that in my case. After I found out, things started becoming odd. In other words, it meant the following. As long as my parents didn't know anything, nothing would happen to them. Which means that this house would be a safe haven as long as my parents were in it. I knew that these were just assumptions based on conjecture on top of conjecture. Wanting this house to be a safe haven, that was the pinnacle of a weak-willed method of thinking. I had to concede that it was not completely safe. It was only safer than the outside. I knew that I couldn't rely on my parents. No, I couldn't risk getting my parents involved. Then the only person who could be my ally would be Oishi-san. Him and him alone. Didn't you just say that he was trying to like throw you under the bus though by trying to get you to like by getting you to like try and like get them to like reveal some stuff and all that though?
He can't decide on how he feels, is what it seems like. Which is fair. This is a complicated situation.
He was the only person who understood the situation I was in. He didn't care so much about my safety, but he was without a doubt passionate about solving this case. Oh no, I got here too late and now Cage is dead. Did he leave any evidence? It was a bit frustrating. I just got that feeling that you just see like Cage's body down the floor. Oh no, he's dead. Let me see, did he write anything down? Any piece of paper that he's got clutched in his hand or anything like that? He's just looking around.
That would be his reaction.
Probably. Oishi-san was basically the whole reason I was in this mess. Now to get out of it, I had to rely on him. What a fucked up relationship this is. Meaning, it was all going according to his devices. It was just my job to look appetizing while bobbing in the waves as bait. Then, when the fish started gathering around, Oishi-san would pull up the big haul. It was slightly infuriating, but even I thought that was the best course of action. So then, what should I do? Pathetic was the first rule of fishing. Oh no, patience, not pathetic. Whoops.
I was like, damn, fishing sounds different than I remember.
You must be pathetic to learn about fishing. That is the first thing they teach you to be about fishing. You must be pathetic. That way the fish will never suspect you because you are pathetic. Just like a real fucked up way of like thinking about it. Just keep waiting until the fish actually bites. But I wasn't simply bait. There were lots of ways for me to struggle before being devoured. Just enough and to tag out to Oishi. No question, it was going to be hard. The timing to bring Oishi in would be difficult. He was in the city, not Hinamizawa. If I phoned him in my moment of need, it would take him about 30 minutes to reach me. So I needed to run away for those 30 minutes. For example, if we set up a rendezvous point for dire situations or something, I just have to hide out until Awishi-san arrived. Okay, I can almost see it now. Hey Keiichi, what the fuck are you talking about, son? I was being chased around in the dark by boogeymen, but now I knew which way to go. I never would have imagined this would be so reassuring. Oh yeah. It'd probably be best if I had a concealed weapon for when things got rough. Typically, that would call for a switchblade. But that wasn't too reassuring for combat. Also, since it was recognized as a weapon by the public, that also wasn't good. Really, when the time comes, a long weapon like a bat would work in my favor. Remember there was a metal bat at school. I could be confident with that when push comes to shove. If I pretend I was practicing my swing, then it wouldn't be suspicious of me to always carry it around. Oh, Ezekiel's done a lot of dreams.
Thank you. Okay, I'll start with the hydrate. I have water.
Yeah, I was paying attention to chat because I saw like the things going on. That's why I was like, oh.
The XD. And the headband, thank you so much.
I could go to school early tomorrow and secure it. Just possessing a weapon may be enough to deter them. Also, one more thing. Insurance. Hello, will I just have like an insurance plan, please, in case I die? But certainly, how much you gonna put in? 1,000 yen. Get the fuck out.
No, it wasn't a stretch.
I mean, it does say just make me XD.
And
which,
I XD'd. Watch. XD.
No, I saw that though. But what I mean is that like, I think for people that see that, they're thinking, what does that even mean?
You get to find out. It's fun. It's like a little surprise.
It's a mystery box. It could be something like a note or a memo. I could write it down, everything that's happened, as a sort of journal. In case I suddenly vanish, the journal will be left behind. With my journal in his possession, Oishi-san should be able to avenge my death. I left my parents engrossed in the conversation about work. I went back to my room. Wait, you were still in the living room? Did none of them like hear you say what you just said?
No, they're just like, oh, Keiichi's talking to himself again.
Yeah, all sounds crazy. I tore out a piece of paper from my notebook and made my way to my desk. Last time I wrote a journal was for summer homework in elementary school. In the off chance something bad happened, the police could use my diary as a lead. So, I should only write about the facts. Fact number 1, people are trying to kill me. There's fact number 1. Fact number 2, they gave me food. Fact number 3, they're my friends. Wait a minute. Where should I start? I jotted down my thoughts as they came. I, Keiichi Mahabara, am in fear for my life. It made me laugh nervously. It was a line that showed up often in detective stories. Never even dreamed that I would be in the type of situation where I'd write it myself. I do not know why they're after my life. Ben and the others were suspicious, but I had no proof. And that's why I couldn't write anything more. I laughed wryly at myself for writing such a passage draped in mystery. Would the police be able to get the hint from reading this enigmatic passage? I can only pray that they would. Child wrote something down in his journal. must be want to be a fucking a fucking murder mystery novelist. Like, don't leave it vague. You need more information, because all you've just done is make it seem like if they found this, okay, thinking, okay, this person wants to be a novelist, okay.
Well, maybe they think it was suspicious, but yeah, there's no details that could really, like, no identifying pieces.
What I prayed for the most, though, was that this journal would never need to be played in its part. Here, I laughed nervously. It was too simple, so I wrote down one more line just as I thought of it. The only thing I do know is that it has something to do with Oyoshiwa-sama's curse. Was that too much? I probably shouldn't write more than that. If I wrote any more, then it would seem like I was just delusional. I think writing down, I think it's because Oyoshiwa-sama's curse is delusional. Like, Oishi would probably, like, see them thinking, okay, something's going on here. But, like, the rest would figure it out, for fuck's sake, the kid's crazy.
Yeah.
In order to appear to the reader that the person who had written this was of sound mind, I chose not to write anything else at that point. 15-year-old thinking that this is of sound mind. I just needed to add more as I learned about the truth. I folded the paper and thought about a place to hide it. Out of all the things he could have written down, okay, literally, like, he could have jotted down, like, almost everything that has happened the last few days.
Yeah, and the mochi too.
Yeah, like, literally all this could be, like, literally the thing. Like, he's been keeping, like, a journal for, like, noticing, like, really suspicious things and stuff like that.
Yeah, he could have been documenting all of it instead of just... Yeah. That would have been more helpful.
But then again, paranoia and stuff like that, the most logical things don't seem logical when in that state of mind. By hitting it somewhere obvious, there was the chance that they would uncover it instead. On the other hand, if it was too obscure of a location, then there was a risk of nobody finding it at all. In the end, I decided to take my clock off the wall and stick my folded note on the back of it with Scotch tape. To be fair, that is probably, like, a really good place to hide a note. I put the clock back on in its normal position. I'm sorry, but what normal position? That motherfucking clock ain't got no arms, bitch. You could have put it upside down, they wouldn't even know. Then again, you do seem to have just a flipping normal Japanese school uniform jacket that you don't wear. Yeah. It didn't look like anything was hidden behind it. Yeah, because, like, oh yeah, were you expecting, like, just a giant piece of paper, or, like, you just put, like, a giant a paper wad behind the clock? Yeah, that looks normal. It's just, like, dangling off the wall.
Yeah, that would be concerning.
Now I need to set up that such, if anything happens to me, my parents could find it. I looked at it from countless different angles until I was satisfied, and I made my way downstairs. Mother, father, people are trying to kill me. Don't worry about me. My parents were still talking about work. It didn't look like it was going to end anytime soon, so I cut in. Sorry to interrupt. I have something I want to talk about. I never started off a conversation like that before, so my parents were both startled. They stopped talking and turned towards me.
What is it, Keiichi? Is it about the weed plants in the corner?
Wait, that's weed? Oh no! Oh, is that why? Oh no! Is that why we've been? Man, that's a real bad trip. He's been having, like, a real bad trip, man. Oh no! What's in the weed? Mom, Dad, what have you been mixing with the weed? Cannabis. It's like fucking, like, so many other drugs combined with the weed. It's like just being ventilated throughout the house. I have a favor to ask of you, so please listen. Just in case, yeah. But it's not urgent. Can we do this later? Right now, Mommy and Daddy have something urgent they're talking about. I didn't think that talk was more urgent than mine. In any case, I stated my request. Just in case, okay? If I die, both my parents' eyes went as wide as saucers.
Oh shit, they have been doing other drugs.
Yeah, yeah, like literally, like the fucking pupils just become like full on, like the pupils just cover the irises instead. I think if someone saw that happen to them right in front of them, that's when you'd really start need to freaking out, because I think like if you saw someone's pupils start to become like covering up the iris and thinking, oh god, what the fuck's going on?
Homie took too much.
If I die, I want you to put the clock on my wall in my coffin. That's what you tell them? If I die, put the clock that I love with me in my coffin. And then they say to him, no, Keiichi, we don't believe in coffins. We're gonna cremate you. It's like, what the fuck, Dad? We already have it written down in your will. Wait, what do you mean my will? We have your whole life decided for you. If they did that, they'd probably find it. My memoir.
Your 3-line memoir.
Someone's trying to kill me. I believe it's Oyashiro-sama.
I'm scared. A memoir.
Why? I just realized what you remember. I'm scared. Memoir. just something really funny about just the statement of "I'm scared." Memoir.
By Keiichi Maebara.
No, not Keiichi. It's just he wrote down "I'm scared" memoir. like he wrote it down. That's the name of the fucking it's like a fucking stupid short story, like a poem. It's like what? And then the police like figure, who the fuck's memoir? Both my parents remained wide-eyed, not moving an inch. I couldn't blame them. I made that clock in shop class, and I really like it. No, you didn't. Okay, that would explain how it has no arms.
I was about to say that. That's why it has no arms.
That explains where the arms have gone. Oh well. So, please.
What's the matter, Keiichi? Did something happen?
Mom was finally able to ask me with a questioning gaze. Of course, this was a normal response for when someone's son suddenly talked about a subject like this. I felt bad about making them worry, but right now, I just want them to think about the clock in my room. The awkward mood leaving the room in silence, I decided to go back up to my room. I want to go to school early tomorrow, so I'm going to bed. Good night. Now, I just want to say this, but what he just said right there, if an American teenager had said this, you would probably think that kid's a shooter.
Yeah, we would probably call, like, some sort of crisis care. Emergency services. Because if your kid says, hey, if I die, like, soon, just in case, can you put the clock in my coffin? I'm going to bed now. The parents would definitely do something here in America.
Yeah, like that line of that whole line is just screaming like, oh hey, look,
red
school
flags.
shooter.
Yeah. So many red flags.
Oh well, I guess you'll be the first ever baseball killer. I guess he'll be the first baseball schooler. No way, school batter. Saying that, I left the living room. I need to get to school early tomorrow and secure the bat. Wait, hold on. Sorry, none of them got up and tried to stop you from leaving the room?
Nope, they're like, this is another normal day.
Yeah, great, the weed is affecting them. I should make today the last day I went to school with Rena. As I climbed the stairs, I heard my mom call my name, but I pretend not to hear her call. Okay, no, don't just call for him. Fucking go after him. It wasn't something I could talk with my parents. If I talked about it, it would only make things more dangerous. The fight that had begun was mine and mine alone. I couldn't rely on anybody. I wouldn't be killed. Not when I still knew nothing. At the end of this chapter, we're gonna get some tips.
Let's take a look and see. Tips acquired. Not feeling so hot.
Let's find out what it is.
Yeah, achievement!
Chasing shadows, pursue the truth behind the crimes.
Not feeling so hot. Kichiku's been feeling down lately. Maybe he's in a bad mood.
I wonder. Maybe he's gonna crush on someone.
Me-chan, that's a logic leap.
I feel that line.
What is that laugh?
I'll do it in a second. I'll do it in a second. I can definitely replicate that really well. But no, can you bring up the log real quick?
Yeah.
That's quick save.
Oh, I thought it said
That's
log.
quick. That's quick.
How do
you
I
hit the
bring
quick
up
little
the
button.
log?
It's literally the picture of Rena with the word log.
Oh, sorry, my anime figure is blocking it in the corner.
So I don't like the line of "that's a logic leap." I feel like that line should be "that's a leap in logic."
Well, Rena's not very smart, okay? You gotta be patient with her when she's talking.
Even still.
She's slow. Be nice to her. She can't
Anyway.
help it.
Yuck, 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 yuck.
There you go.
What do you think?
Oh no. Could be the Kei-chan, maybe.
I don't know.
That day Kei-chan was in that car talking to some tubby middle-aged guy, right?
Yeah, no mistake.
That Oishi, he probably fed him something fishy.
He looked serious. Kichi-kun's face was so pale.
You see, you might not know this, but he's actually the messenger of Oyashiro-sama.
Huh? What do you mean?
Whenever he shows up, someone is deeming in the way. No lie.
Oh? Is that so?
The year before last, when Rika-chan's mother drowned, right? Right before that, she was visited by Oishi.
Now that you mention it, he was around before Satoshi-kun transferred out too.
Transferred? Ah, sweet Rena.
So this time he's appeared before Kichi-kun. So Kichi-kun is going to be demoned away too?
Okay, hang on. So that Mion's logic is that Oishi appeared.
Yeah.
Oishi appeared before Rika's mom, then appeared before Satoshi, and now has appeared before Keiichi. Okay. What about the other murders before that, though, and the disappearances?
I didn't think about that, I guess.
An empty silence hung in the air. It was then suddenly interrupted. By loud laughter.
Dun dun dun!
Oh, it was more of them joking. Make sure we save.
Yes, of course. End of chapter 10, yay, we're really close. I think there's like 2 or 3 chapters left of Onikakushi.
Yeah,
Let's
that is true,
go.
I think.
Okay, this is a good point for me to end today, though, because I have some homework to do for college.
Plus, I also need to go. Plus, I need to download the VOD so I can go and get the thumbnail for this. I can
Hell
get
yeah!
that made up. Cause
let me see who's
actually...
online so we can end with a little raid too.
Okie dokie. Also, for everyone in chat, thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you so much. I always love having visual novel time with everybody.
We try to do this when we can.
Okay, let's see. Who is online?
Thank you for the stream. Just appreciate it, Ezekiel.
Thank you, Ezekiel. Always appreciate seeing you. I'll send you guys to another cat girl. Cozy Momotan.
Another cat girl.
Oh yes, we love cat girls. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.